Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking the grueling grind of financial analysis and turning it into a highly efficient, AI-powered journey. Look, if you're in finance, I don't need to tell you about the pain points. You already know the late nights, the endless spreadsheets, and that mind-numbing copy-pasting between systems. But right now, we're going to look at the exact tools that can totally flip the script on how you work with data. We're talking about getting your time back and fundamentally upgrading your daily workflow.
Seriously, who isn't tired of digging through 100-page SEC filings? We've all been there, right? Reconciling those messy data exports in Excel, losing hours, sometimes literally days, just chasing down the numbers that actually move the needle. It's so prone to manual errors, and honestly, it keeps you from doing the high-level, strategic thinking you are actually hired to do. You're not paid to be a human calculator. So what if we could just automate all that heavy lifting completely?
Okay, let's dive into our roadmap for today. 1. The financial analysis grind. 2. Integrating ChatGPT into Excel. 3. Prompting for financial insights. 4. Multi-agent automated reporting. And 5. The strategic finance leader. We're going to move step by step from simple, everyday tools all the way up to architecting a futuristic automated system. Let's get into it.
All right, level 1, integrating ChatGPT into Excel. Let's start right where most of us basically live, the spreadsheet. For decades, Microsoft Excel has been the undisputed king of the finance department. But let's be real, how we use it hasn't really changed in a long time. Well, until right now.
You can actually seamlessly connect the latest AI models directly into Excel. And there are 3 primary ways to pull this off. You've got an Excel add-in, an Excel macro, or custom Excel functions. Now, the add-in is definitely your fastest and most powerful route, mainly because it supports parallel and batch processing of massive data sets. But hey, if you're dealing with strict IT guardrails, you can always go with VBA macros for Windows, or just paste custom AI formulas right into your cells, exactly like you would with a standard VLOOKUP.
If you do go the add-in route, which, again, I highly recommend for speed, you might hit a tiny roadblock because Microsoft blocks downloaded macros by default for security reasons, but fixing it is a breeze. Just right-click the downloaded add-in file, hit Properties. Under the General tab, check that Unblock Security option and hit OK. Then just open your Excel options, head to Add-ins, browse, and select the file to activate it. It's just a quick one-time setup and boom, you've unlocked massive potential.
But what happens when you need to scale this up? See, you've got thousands of text prompts across thousands of rows. If you try to run all of those at once, you're going to freeze or crash your entire sheet. That's exactly where batch processing features come in, like those from developers like ListenData. Batching basically groups your requests together. And here's the kicker. It's not just incredibly fast, it literally cuts your OpenAI API costs in half. You get to process massive data sets without breaking a sweat or, breaking the bank.
The real magic here is how insanely simple these custom formulas are to use for everyday tasks. You don't need to write complex scripts. You just type equals AI assistant for things like translating foreign text, summarizing messy notes, or extracting key data points. Need a back and forth? Use equals AI assistant _ chat, and it'll actually remember what you said 2 cells ago. Or, my personal favorite, if you ever inherit one of those nightmare spreadsheets from a colleague, just drop in equals AI assistant _ explain, and the AI will tell you exactly what that massive nested formula is actually doing. A total lifesaver.
Okay, moving on to level 2, prompting for financial insights. Let's see what happens when we start querying actual financial statements using an AI analyst workflow.
This is where these tools evolve from basic calculators into actual strategic partners. Instead of hunting for numbers across a massive, dense 10K report, you can feed entire statements right from Yahoo Finance straight into ChatGPT. Then you just ask highly specific, targeted questions. For instance, can you examine the gross margin, provide a complete analysis of how it moves, and a comparison against competitors? You're essentially treating the AI like your own dedicated junior analyst, asking it to synthesize drivers, pinpoint trends, and map out pure comparisons all at once.
And check out the results you get from that kind of targeted prompting. The AI extracts immediate, board-ready insights. Take this example analyzing Pinterest financials. It instantly reveals that Pinterest has essentially 0 leverage and a massive 11 months of cash runway to cover operating expenses. These are crisp, precise takeaways, generated in literally seconds. You are completely skipping that tedious manual data gathering phase and jumping straight to the answers that management actually cares about. You can even wrap up your workflow by asking for a full executive summary, but not just a recap of the data, one that adds real strategic value. You can instruct the AI to highlight the top 5 positives and risks, summarize growth and margins, and even draft a proposed 30-day and 90-day action plan for improvements. Think about that. Instead of spending 3 days just formatting data to figure out what happened, you're instantly generating strategies for what to do next. For any analyst, that is a massive paradigm shift.
So, Level 3, multi-agent automated reporting. What if we want to automate that entire workflow across hundreds of companies, taking manual prompt engineering completely out of the equation? Welcome to the GenAI Financial Reporter.
This is true engineering for the finance function. We're looking at the blueprint of the future, an architecture that directly queries the SEC Edgar database and live Yahoo Finance feeds. It computes structured metrics securely via a Postgres database and reads complex 10K filings using what's called a RAG pipeline. That's Retrieval Augmented Generation. It's a complete end-to-end AI system designed specifically for extreme financial accuracy. It takes the unstructured mess of public filings and transforms it into highly structured, reliable intelligence.
Now, instead of relying on just one AI to do everything, which, by the way, is exactly how you risk those AI hallucinations, this system uses 5 specialized AI agents. They work together seamlessly under the React paradigm, which just means they're designed to reason and act in a continuous logical loop. You've got a research agent pulling SEC text, an analysis agent computing metrics, a writing agent drafting the narrative, a critic agent double-checking for errors, and an orchestrator agent acting as the manager. It's literally an entire AI finance department in a box.
And here is the absolutely crucial point. The analysis agent doesn't just guess numbers from reading text. No way! It computes exactly 27 precise key performance indicators using standard GAAP formulas on structured database fields. By keeping this strict separation, using secure databases for the hard math and the AI solely for the narrative, you ensure complete numeric accuracy. It guarantees that a revenue figure reported by the AI is the exact, to-the-penny revenue figure filed with the SEC.
And the speed? It's unreal. When the research agent needs to find qualitative context buried inside a massive SEC 10K filing, like those deeply hidden risk factors, the system's vector database performs a semantic search to find the exact relevant paragraph in just 1.3 milliseconds. That's a speed humanly impossible to match. It completely saves you from doing Control-F through a dense 300-page PDF at 2 in the morning. The AI understands the context of your question, maps it to the meaning of the text, and retrieves the answer faster than you can blink.
And because this is built on a RAG pipeline, the AI is essentially forced to pull its answers directly from your approved documents. It cites an average of 4 specific SEC filing sources per query. This completely solves the hallucination problem you get with baseline ChatGPT, which, as we know, usually cites 0 sources. This grounds the entire analysis in factual, auditable reality. If your managing director asks where a number came from, the AI literally hands you the exact footnote.
But honestly, the best part of this entire system, generating this highly accurate, multi-sourced analytical response takes about 15 seconds from start to finish. And the cost? It's roughly a single penny per query. Just let that sink in for a second. You are getting comprehensive, board-ready, vetted financial analysis for literally pennies on the dollar in a fraction of a minute. This kind of efficiency allows you to scale your research from tracking 5 competitors to tracking 500, all without having to hire an army of analysts. Level 4, the strategic finance leader. Let's pull back from the technical architecture for a minute and look at what all of this means for you, your team, and your career trajectory.
What does the finance leader of tomorrow look like when the heavy lifting is handled by machines? Well, with features like advanced data analysis in ChatGPT 4, you can upload Excel, CSV, or zip files directly and just interact with your data using plain natural language. Behind the scenes, ChatGPT is literally writing Python code to interpret your datasets, generate complex charts, and spot hidden trends. If it hits an error, it just self-corrects the code on the fly. You get all the power of an advanced data science degree without ever having to write a single line of code yourself.
The role of the CFO, and really the entire finance department, is evolving rapidly. It's no longer just about manual number crunching and historical reporting. When that daily reporting grind is fully automated, your value shifts entirely. It becomes about the forward-looking, strategic insights you can derive from that data. You transition from being a historian who just reports on what happened last quarter to a visionary who dictates what should happen next quarter.
So, whether you start small with a simple Excel add-in today, or you begin architecting a fully autonomous multi-agent system tomorrow, the tools to eliminate the reporting grind are finally here. The only question left is, how are you going to use them to transform your work? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. I really hope this sparks some incredible new ideas for your daily workflow.